Okay, good morning, students. In the last video, we have discussed till the composition of atmosphere, and today we'll be discussing about the structure of atmosphere. Now, as I already told you in the last class, that the structure of atmosphere or the layer of atmosphere is broadly classified into five categories. They are troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere. So, in this video, we'll be discussing one by one about their importance and their main characteristics. Okay, so first we'll start with troposphere. Now, troposphere, also the lowermost layer of the Earth atmosphere, it is the lowest atmospheric layer. It bears 3/4 of the total mass of the atmosphere. If I take the total mass of the atmosphere as fourth in four part, then three part is totally covered by troposphere. Okay, so mass, three part of the mass is only covered by troposphere. Okay, now moving on to the next one, that is the average height of the troposphere is 18 kilometer. I think I have already discussed in the previous class. That is near the equator, and 8 kilometer near the poles. Now the reason behind this is, near the equator, say for example this is equator, near the equator the temperature is high, as well as presence of water bodies supplies huge amount of water vapor, so therefore the thickness in this region is more compared to the pole, whereas pole the temperature is very less, rate of evaporation is also very less, thereby the thickness of troposphere is very less in nearby the poles. Okay, so now you see here, it is the densest and the warmest layer. Okay, this is the other characteristics of a troposphere, that is it is the densest, more dense and the warmest layer of all the atmospheric layer, and it absorbs the heat radiated by the earth. Okay, it is the densest as well as the warmest layer because it absorbs all the heat that is radiated from the surface of the earth. Okay, this is why it is the warmest layer, we can say, or the densest layer. Now all the weather phenomenon like snow, lightning, rain, or whatever may be, okay, all the weather activities take place only in this layer. So all types of clouds are also formed in this layer, whether it is nimbus cloud, strato nimbus cloud, or different type of other clouds are formed in the tropospheric layer. Now in this particular layer itself, temperature decreases with increase in height. Okay, as we move higher in this tropospheric layer, temperature reduces, so there is a inverse relationship between temperature and height in the tropospheric layer. Okay, so this is what this is also called lapse rate. When we rise up to 166 meter high, temperature drop by 1.6 degree Celsius. Okay, so that's what we call lapse rate. So this is all about tropospheric layer. So troposphere is the lowest most atmospheric layer. It contains 3/4 of the mass of the atmosphere. It attains the height of the troposphere is 18 kilometer near the equator and 8 kilometer near the pole. It is the densest and the warmest layer. All the weather activities like lightning, thundering, or maybe rain occurs, and formation of cloud take place in this layer, and temperature decreases with increase in height in this particular layer. Okay, okay, now moving on to the next topic, that is stratosphere. Now stratosphere, this is the atmospheric layer that lies above the stratopause. Now just above, you can see this stratopause is the boundary between troposphere and stratosphere. So in between troposphere and stratosphere there is a transitional zone. So this is what we call tropopause. So above the tropopause we have a stratospheric layer. Now the height of the stratosphere is 50 kilometer from the surface of the earth. So in this layer the temperature increases with increase in height, just opposite of the troposphere. In stratosphere temperature increases with increase in height. So if the height increases, temperature also increases in this layer. Okay, Now you see, there are no cloud, dust, or water vapor in this layer. Like in case of troposphere, we have seen that there is dust particle cloud formation is seen in the tropospheric layer, but here there is no cloud, no dust, and no water vapor is seen here. Strong wind, very strong wind blows here, that is jet stream blows in this layer, so which help in which becomes the disturbances in like for the jet planes, especially in the tropospheric stratospheric layer. Now it contains ozone. So important about this stratospheric layer contains ozonosphere, or there is a layer of ozone in this particular uh, atmospheric layer, that is ozonosphere. Okay, so it contains ozone that seals the life on the earth, that protect the life on the earth. So it protects from what? It protects from the harmful ultraviolet radiation that is reaching to the surface of the earth. Okay, that is coming from the sun surface. Before reaching the sun earth surface, this ozone layer protect us from this ultraviolet radiation. Okay, now stratosphere is the uppermost, sorry, stratopause is the upper part of the stratosphere which separate it from the mesosphere. Just like the stratopause is the transitional zone between the stratosphere and mesosphere. Okay, so moving on to the next atmospheric layer, that is mesosphere. Now mesosphere is a layer that lies above the stratosphere, or we can say that lies above stratopause. Okay, so it extends up to the height of 80 kilometer above the surface of the earth. So height of mesosphere from the surface of the earth is 80 kilometer. Okay, in this region, or in the region of mesosphere, temperature drops steadily. Okay, so gradually temperature starts decreasing in this region, in the region of mesosphere. Temperature decreasing zone in the atmosphere mesosphere starts at the height of 70 kilometers. So at the height of 70 kilometer, temperature starts decreasing above the earth's surface and continue up to 85 kilometer. Now from 70 to 85 kilometer, temperature starts dropping in mesospheric layer. Okay, now temperature drops as low as minus 110 degrees Celsius. So in mesospheric layer, between 70 kilometer to 85 kilometer, temperature drops to the lowest as minus 110 degrees Celsius, which is considered the lowest atmospheric temperature. Okay, lowest in the atmosphere, we can say lowest temperature in the atmosphere. Now mesosphere is the uppermost layer. Mesopause is the uppermost part of the mesosphere that separate it from the ionosphere or the thermosphere. Okay, so mesopause is also a transitional zone between mesosphere and ionosphere or thermosphere. So here we have ionosphere, now below this we have mesosphere. So there is a transitional zone between this, that is what we call mesopause. Okay, understood about the mesosphere. So we'll continue the next topic, that is the next layer, that is thermosphere, or sometime it is also termed as ionosphere. So thermosphere or ionosphere. Now this layer lies above the mesosphere or mesopause. Okay, this layer lies above the mesosphere or mesopause and extend up to the height of 450 kilometer. Okay, the height of the thermosphere from the surface of the earth is 450 kilometer. Now in this region, temperature rises steadily again. So in thermosphere, temperature rises steadily with the height. As the height increases, temperature increases here, and it may reach up as high as 1400 degrees Celsius. Now in thermosphere, the temperature is 1400 degrees Celsius. Okay, now thermosphere extend up to 600 kilometer. Okay, so the exact thickness of thermosphere may go up to 600 kilometer. This layer also contains electrically charged particle called ion. and this ion help in transmitting radio wave back to the surface of the earth. Okay, so whatever the radio transmission we do from the surface of the earth is reflected back. The wave that is generated from the surface of the earth, radio wave that is generated from the radio station, is reflected back from the ionospheric layer, which is also called ionosphere, or ionospheric layer. From there the radio waves are transmitted back to the surface of the earth. Okay, so ionosphere supports communication satellites as well, which help in transmitting radio signal, or you know giving radio signals like electronic signals back to the surface of the earth. So whatever the satellites which is used for communication, the satellites on the surface of the earth which is used for communication is installed in the ionospheric layer. So from the ionospheric layer, these waves, radio waves, or the communication waves are reflected back to the surface of the earth. So this is the importance of ionosphere or the thermosphere. Thermosphere is simply a layer that has an excessive temperature of 1400 degrees Celsius. In the same layer we have ionosphere. So ionosphere is important for what? It helps in radio communication because it reflects back the radio wave back to the surface of the earth. Okay, so these are some of the importance and characteristics of the thermosphere. Now moving on to the last atmospheric layer, that is exosphere. Now exosphere is the topmost atmospheric layer. It is the highest atmospheric layer among all the atmospheric layer, we can say. It extends up to the height of 1600 kilometer above the earth's surface. From the earth's surface, the total distance, the total length of the exosphere, the existence of exosphere is 1600 kilometer. Now the atmosphere is a rarefied form, that is in rarefied form, very thin atmosphere, and the pressure is also very low in this atmosphere, in this atmospheric layer. Temperature is very high here, so it may rise up to 300 degrees Celsius. A very little is known about this layer, that is due to the lack of research. Now upper part of this layer merges with the outer space, so there is nothing more about exosphere. Okay, now we'll see some of the importance of atmospheric layer or atmosphere. Now presence of ozone in the atmosphere protect us from UV rays. So presence of ozone in the atmosphere protect us from UV rays from the sun, first thing. Secondly, it prevents extremities of temperature during the day and night. So atmosphere, due to the presence of atmosphere, the day temperature as well as night temperature is regulated. If there is no atmosphere during the day, the temperature will rise up to more than 60 to 70 degrees Celsius, or maybe 100 degrees Celsius temperature. During the night, temperature will drop to minus 10 or minus 20 degrees Celsius. Okay, so due to the presence of the atmosphere, what happened? Temperature is regulated during the day as well as during the night. Now point number 3, it protects us from falling meteors. Now every day and night meteors are falling from the space. So this meteors burns before reaching to the surface of the earth. This burns in the atmospheric layer. Okay, so very sometime it happens, like it's not frequent. Okay, seldomly it happens. Sometime the particles of meteors reach on the surface of the earth. Okay, but maximum what happens, the meteorites burns on the atmospheric layer. So due to the presence of the atmospheric layer, the meteorites do not reach the surface of the earth. Now second last we have, that is, it provides different gases like oxygen. That is, atmosphere provides different gases like oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, which is very essential for the living being on the surface of the earth. We need oxygen for breathing, we need carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is utilized by the plant for respiration and for preparing food. Nitrogen is used by the plant as a source of food. Okay, and many more gases are there in the atmosphere which is very important to us. Even water vapor, presence of water vapor in the atmosphere help in the formation of cloud. So due to the formation of cloud, we get precipitation in different form, in the form of rain, in the form of hailstone, in the form of snowfall, or different other form of precipitations. Okay, so these are some of the significance of atmosphere. So hope you have understood with this topic. If you have any kind of doubt related to the topic, you can ask me anytime. Thank you all of you.